Come on, man, please.
We will eat both your arms and then both of your legs, and then we will eat your face right up your head.
Look, man.
You will be
Well, those movies will all take place in the world that we are now creating for Peter Parker. I mean, there'll be adjuncts to it. They may be different locations, but it will still all be in the same world, and they will be connected to each other as well.
So there is a chance that Tom Holland as Spider-Man will pop up somewhere over there? There's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
We are Venom.
Share a passion about this character. As we all know, he's a much darker character, and I think that's what distinguishes this movie. Unlike other Marvel films, this is a much grittier, grounded, complicated character. There's no one more perfect to play Eddie Brock in Venom. But for me, as a huge fan of Tom, I love pretty much everything. No, I can say officially everything he's been in. So when I heard he was excited about playing Eddie Brock in Venom, it was like a dream come true. There's just, for me, no one more exciting to watch on screen. He just brings so much complexity and depth to every character he inhabits. There's a danger and a complexity, and with what's unique to this character is just that duality between Eddie and Venom, and watching what he does with everything he inhabits, he just elevates it to the next level. So it was a dream come true to find out that he was interested, and it's been an absolute pleasure working together on this film.
Venom.
It would be pretty amazing to see Spider-Man and Venom face off in a film. And I know I can speak for myself when I say that I'd be really excited to go see that film. So I have to think that the studio is thinking the same way, and that at some point down the road, they're going to run across each other's paths.
What is good, YouTube? And a happy Halloween week. So, we've got some information to talk about. So, Venom 2, there appears to be a plot leak, but people will be like, that can't be true, they're not even shooting yet. So, I did a video the other day on Shang-Chi, and people were like, this is a bogus plot leak. I mean, guys, it could be a bogus plot leak, but what is interesting is Shang-Chi doesn't come out until 2021, yet Marvel's been filming it for over 1 week already. So, stuff leaks out from production sets, etc. Now, the validity of this plot leak, I don't know, but I find it interesting and we should go over it because there has been a lot of controversy around Spider-Man, around Venom 2, around the Sonyverse, so to speak. So, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the pop culture-based content. At the 100,000 subscriber mark, I will be giving away a Switch or a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One, with whichever game you want. All you gotta do is subscribe to the channel, let me know down below why should I pick you when we pick it, and the more times you comment, the more times you could win. So let's get into this video. So Venom 2 comes out next October. That is pretty much being confirmed by, well, everyone knows that, so to speak. It's been confirmed by kind of a, I guess you could say, a cinema leak, but we've known it's going to be released in October for a very long time, just not the specific date. So, it's going to start shooting next month in London. Unfortunately, I haven't got a role in it, but I could easily do a cameo role if they wanted me to. I know some Sony people watch my videos. So, the plot leak isn't far-fetched, because if you remember what happened in Venom 1, it was set up at the end with Cletus Cassidy essentially talking to Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock essentially being the Venom symbiote, or the current holder of the Venom symbiote. As we know, Peter Parker Spider-Man in the comics also had the Venom symbiote. And that is why I did the video talking about, obviously, Peter Parker, Spider-Man coming back with the Venom symbiote, and that would be why there would be a crossover. And it turns out I was right, in a way. There will be a crossover, but it's just going to be the fact that in the most recent deal, it appears that Spider-Man can cross over cinematic universes. And before you say that's wrong, that's coming from Kevin Feige, you cannot get more legit. Maybe not more honest, but you cannot get more legit information than from the head. Sorry. Now Kevin Feige is the chief operating officer at Marvel, so he runs absolutely everything. So, it set us up thinking, Venom, Carnage, massive fight, we're going to get maximum carnage. Now, the only thing wrong with that is you got to throw Spider-Man into the mix. So, let's get into what the actual plot leak is saying. So it's coming from 4chan. I will leave it down below. You guys love it when I go over this kind of information. So Carnage is the main villain. We already knew that. The government creates it from a sample of venom. I don't know how Clydius Cassidy comes into contact with it, but it is a mutant that can manipulate to infect other people, and Cassidy's master plan is to spread it through the world. So Venom 2 essentially is going to try and infect the whole world. So there's so many different variations of Venom. Interesting. Cassidy has two cronies. His lover, stroke accomplice, and this person appears to be called Francis Berryson, who is infected and becomes She-Khan. And Malcolm McBride, a scientist involved in Carnage creation, whose Cassidy forces to work for him. Naomi Harris is playing Francis McBride. Hasn't been cast yet, but I hear Shia is circling the role, which is very interesting because obviously this movie shoots next month. So Cassidy, girlfriend, accomplice, is going to be a pinnacle part to the movie. If Carnage is the overall villain, the accomplice is going to be a big part. So I don't really believe this bit, guys. It seems a bit far-fetched. It's shooting next month, so 100% this role would have been filmed yet if this is true, because they are shooting next month. They just haven't made any announcement publicly who's in the movie. They don't really have to do that. So Captain Jean DeWolf is in the script, and she persuades Venom after he is framed for Carnage's crimes. Latino actress wanted for role. Rosina Dawson at the top of the list. Kevin Dunn is also in final talks to play Eddie's new boss at the newspaper. I mean, yeah, this is exactly like the kind of plot leak I went over for Shang-Chi. It had a lot of actors on there with no real evidence. Aside from Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, and Woody Harrelson, Reed Scott is also coming back from the first movie as Anne's doctor boyfriend. Carnage will kill him. Anne will bond with Venom again for a She-Hulk versus She-Carnage fight. Now that would be pretty funny in a way. The kind of She-Venom scene reminded me of Deadpool in a way. It was pretty funny. Venom and Carnage will fight several times. The final fight will take place at a hospital. Now, that's a bit of a weird location, but I guess if this plot leak or alleged rumor, whatever you want to call it, is alleging that Carnage wants to infect the whole universe and essentially make them Venom symbiotes by infecting them, that would make a lot of sense. But to have a final battle for a comic book based Spider-Man spin-off Venom movie to be placed in a hospital is a bit far-fetched. So Warstu has officially debunked. Movie will be PG-13. Now, this is where I think that they ruin it. Now, I understand because box office numbers, if you make a movie 15, it alienates teenagers and kids. I get it. But I really hope sometime we can get a Deadpool level 15 Venom movie, because that is what's needed. You cannot have Venom versus Carnage, maximum carnage, going at it properly if it's a kid has got the same audience as the Avengers. This needs to be R-rated. It never will be. I really hope they change their minds one day, but I understand because obviously Spider-Man Tom Holland's coming through. They can't do that because that will alienate his fans. Sony is already planning a third movie that would feature Spider-Man and wants Tom Holland to cameo in this as a setup. So what is also interesting is it is pretty much confirmed that Tom Holland did film a scene for Venom 1 as Peter Parker, but for some reason Marvel had a tantrum like they always do. They always have to control everything. They had a tantrum and it got taken out because it would ruin their universe. Realistically, if it was Peter Parker, it wouldn't make any difference. So I do believe that Spider-Man will be in this because it was a big clause of, the new Spider-Man deal that Tom Holland could appear in the Venom movie, because there's it's a fabricated story that Tom Holland saved the Spider-Man deal. No, he didn't. Sony had demands, Disney had demands, and that was all it. So Spider-Man is set to be in Venom 2 and Venom 3. I do believe that. I believe I've been told from an insider that he will be featured in 4 spin-off movies outside of Spider-Man. So most likely Morbius, Into Spideyverse, the Venom franchise, and most likely Kraven the Hunter, if that is the actual plan. So upvote on Reddit is 84%. Now, I don't believe all of it, but to be honest, I think a good part of it is true. Now, we did have the recent rumor, it wasn't really confirmed or verified, that Carnage's girlfriend was going to be technically a mutant because she's a Spider-Man villain, so Marvel can't really say anything. So, but if that's true, then a lot of this plot leak could be true. But a She-Carnage versus She-Venom, it seems a bit cliche unless this movie is going to be at R-rated 15. It's got to happen. But there isn't really much to discredit here because, as we've said, guys, it doesn't really say a lot. I think Venom 2's got a lot of potential because this movie did close numbers to Homecoming, and it didn't really. Without Spider-Man, you throw Spider-Man, you put Carnage in, it could easily top $1 billion if it's marketed right, if the storyline's right. Although Venom 1 wasn't perfect, it was better than a good majority of the earlier MCU Phase 1 movies. So I am really looking forward to this. It starts shooting next month in London and it comes out October 2020, which is interesting. So it's literally going to be coming out in just under a year as of recording this video. It's going to come out the first week in October, so we're less than a year away from Venom. And then the following year, we will be getting Spider-Man 3, but there won't be any official announcements for that movie because it's a long way off. But like I said, they are filming Shang-Chi, which comes out in 2021. And they will be filming Doctor Strange 2 fairly soon into 2020. So it's all looking cool, guys. But like we said, Phase 4 is literally going to be it's going to be like a different universe. It's not going to be the MCU, no. They're going to completely change the whole cinematic universe. And it looks like Spider-Man is coming to the Sonyverse. And obviously you've got the Morbius movie starring Jared Leto and Tyrese Gibson, etc. The Morbius movie does look pretty cool, but for some reason no one seems to be covering it. So hopefully we get some newer information about the Morbius movie very soon, as it is coming out early next year. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe and comment, and check out warstu.com, and check me out on Twitter at WWarstu. Follow me there, that would be freaking awesome. And also follow me on Instagram at Warstu, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.